Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. And yes, like we were our predecessors, the John Kuhn at noon with Rami and Brandon, we are also at Blaine's for the 19th annual toy drive right here, collecting toys, doing all sorts of good things in the community with Odyssey Milwaukee and with the folks here. And we know throughout the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, supporting kids this holiday season of the utmost attention for all of us. Again, my name is Mitch Nellis, and I'm joined IRL in real life, in person, by the one, the only, the greatest kicker in the history of Earth, Mason Crosby.
What's up? It's good to be back. It was a long week. I woke up this morning in Milwaukee, not quite sure where I was.
That's fair.
But
That's
I knew
fair.
I was laying in a nice Potawatomi Casino hotel, bed. So that was awesome. They always take great care of me whenever I come to town. But fun week. Everybody that's listening, happy Thanksgiving. I wasn't here to wish everyone happy Thanksgiving. So hope everyone had a safe and a great one. But it is awesome to be here, Blaine's Farm and Fleet, for this toy drive. One of the big buckets is already filled up. Get out here, bring your toys, give your donations. Let's keep this thing rolling.
A car just came in, and this is what it's all about throughout the day. Cars come in, they've got like bucketfuls and bagfuls of toys for kids. They dump them in the thing, then they move it, and then they bring in another one. Then they fill that one in. It's absolutely fantastic. So whether you're here today, whether you're here tomorrow, anytime this week, we're here 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. We'll be here all the way through Friday. The show is here today. The show will be back out here on Friday. But like I said, Sparky's here. Sparky literally sleeps here. Like Sparky will be here the entire time. And let's kick it back to the Wisconsin Sports Radio studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Mr. T-Dub, Tommy Wirtz, high noon. Happy Monday to you, my friend.
Hey, happy Monday. How we doing, guys?
We're doing great.
Good to hear your voice, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know if you were going to be a little rusty here, Crosby. You were on sabbatical for quite a while there.
He's a little rusty.
Yeah,
I'm not rusty. I've been saying, I'm rusty with my audio or with my video because, I'm using a different computer. I'm trying to put in all my information, so you're not going to see me for a couple minutes, but I'll get this thing figured out.
I can confirm if you are watching on YouTube or on Twitter.
I am here.
Yep, he is here.
How's that bare sunroom treating you there? It's a lot better than being outside, right?
Better than we thought.
It's amazing,
right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to turn this down. It's a little warm in here, so I was a little nervous. It's been a long time. Whenever I was out in this cold whenever I was playing in Green Bay, I'd have all the Packers gear. I'd get the big jackets. I'd have to wear the tights out on the field, but other than that, I tried to stay warm on the sideline. So it is nice being inside, looking at all this snow. I'm just happy that I got into town. I was a little nervous on Saturday.
You made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah, Saturday, of course, with the weather situation. I was driving in yesterday, and the drive actually was fine. The drive was easy. Yeah, there was nothing. We had some rain in Tennessee and in Kentucky, but once we got up here, the fact that it had already snowed, and as we like to tell our relatives in Tennessee, like when it snows in the upper Midwest, we actually know how to deal with it.
Yeah,
we don't just let it sit there for a week and cry. We just clear the roads and then we move on with our day.
I would argue that day one is the worst day for we know how to deal with it, though. Like that first snowfall is the worst day of the year.
Always. That is always going to be the case, Tommy. You're right on with that. Everybody needs that reminder on how to do it. And then once they do it, and you know what we need a reminder of? We need a reminder that we're going to talk about all this week because we're going to get there on Sunday. We need a reminder. The standings are upside down, man.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on in the world right now?
Right,
the Bears are in first place.
It doesn't make any sense.
The conference.
We need a reminder that
I can't accept
this Sunday at 3:25, the game of the week, Ooh, Fox, you're so special. But it is the game of the week. It is Packers and Bears week, 3:25 this Sunday at Lambeau. And I think we just need a little reminder to all the Bears fans that, like, hey, it's new and shiny, right? I mean, when's the last time they were in first place? I don't even know. But you know what? There's a team that's been there before, and even though they're the youngest in the NFL, they know what this is all about. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I keep waiting for this Bears team to do what Bears teams do and fall apart, but they got a signature win against the Eagles whenever I was on vacation. I blame myself usually, whenever things like that happen.
It's true.
It's like I wasn't here. It was probably my fault, but so did the Packers. The Packers got 2 solid wins in the division, swept the Lions. Like, if you had said like the Packers are going to sweep the Lions to start this season, I wouldn't have believed you. Yeah, you wouldn't have believed me
based on last year.
Exactly. So feel really good about that, and I think this is going to be an awesome, epic rivalry. Kind of recapture the rivalry of Bears Packers, because
I hope so, but I also don't hope so. I hope it's like one of those.
But at least Jordan if you lose to the Bears like last year, like they're trash, and like you feel really bad. Like they're good this year.
I want to butt whoop it. I want like 2 years ago when Jordan Love. I agree. It was his first start and he was going against Justin Fields, and everybody in Chicago thought this was the year. We're going to get them. Love stinks. Fields is the best. And then
did
of course,
anyone say Fields was the best? That was a thing.
Oh no, there are Chicago fans who said that. Yep. And don't worry, he's muting it, Tommy. Relax.
All right, I'm on.
I got it. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. And they're there are Bears fans.
It's a weird
now.
angle.
It is because it's low. What are we doing here? You okay there?
I got it.
Oh, you're gonna hold it up for 2 hours. Amazing. I'm
on my iPad. This is not this is not my normal setup.
Something's muted, but something's not. I feel like.
Oh, can you hear me?
We'll figure it out. But listen, it's weird logging in and checking the NFL standings and clicking on playoffs, and there the Bears are the number 1 seed after the Rams losing Carolina yesterday.
How crazy is that?
The Panthers they might be the best team in the NFL. Like, they beat the Rams, they beat the Packers in Lambeau. The Panthers might be the best. Tommy, you laugh, but they have the wins. They have the resume, bro.
They are definitely better. They are not who we thought they were, right? They are 100%. Just going to double it up.
I'm just going to get into Mitch. I'm just going to slide closer to Mitch, and we're going to do this together.
Nice. But the Panthers 100% are much better than people gave them credit for, and I think that Sean McVay's on the hot seat, right? That's what happens now. Like,
there's
I forgot how ridiculous you are.
There's no hot seat for losing to the Panthers. There's no shame. They are the best team in the NFL. There's no.
Matt LaFleur was done when he lost to the Panthers. He was good as fire.
And you saw how he responded. He's the best ever now.
Now he's the best. Yeah. We should extend Matt LaFleur now, right?
Mason, did you watch the game on Thursday? Like, were you set up like post? Okay.
So I was actually on a plane for the first half.
Okay.
And then I landed and I got to finish the game there at my parents' house in Texas.
So watching that game, and we did some local shows on Friday, but we didn't do the whole schedule. Coming out from that game, I don't know how you can't be enthused about this team right now. But is that like, are we already stuck in that NFL's week to week, and now the Packers are the best? And then they're going to have a bad week at some point, and then they're the worst, and then they're the best. Or is this Packers team, like, are they ready to turn that corner and just be solidly good the rest of the season?
I don't know. That's what it feels like in the NFL right now, is that every week it's a week-to-week proposition. The Carolina Panthers are proving that every week, it feels like. Lose to the Bills, get smoked by them, come out and beat the Packers.
Lose to
the Saints, and then beat the Rams. It's like, what is going on right now? But I think you kind of have to just look week to week here. But it is Bears week. This is a different animal.
Yep.
It's Monday. They're getting back. They're going to have a little bonus Monday there in Green Bay, I'm sure. Yep. They're working on all their things, kind of getting that weekend out. Because, you go and you win that game, 11 o'clock game or a noon game, early game. Now you had a long weekend.
Yeah.
So you got to get back. You got to make sure everybody's body, mind, everything's right. And then you go into this week and you just lock in. They know Ben Johnson. played him for years. Unfortunately, with the Lions, he kind of had the Packers
number, right?
And he talked a lot of trash, coming in the offseason. So
he's got energy, that's for sure.
I want to see, like I said, I want to see this rivalry just get taken back to where it was whenever Bears, Packers were both playing good football, chasing that division, because when you beat the Bears in that situation, it feels so much. It's just so much sweeter. It's just better.
Yeah. I don't think this game. Oh, go ahead, Tommy.
I was just gonna say both of them coming off maybe their best wins of the season, right? Like,
for sure for the Bears. The Bears 100%.
Well, and the
Packers have had a few. Yep.
You dominate during that game.
How crazy was that? Before the Vikings game, the Lions were picked still, were the favorite to win the North. And then 1 week later, and Packers are now the favorite.
Right? As they should be.
People are still sleeping on the Bears. Like, everyone still cannot decide if the Bears are good or not, right? Like, they still have the Packers favored to win the division.
The Super Bowl odds right now, Rams are first, Seahawks are second, Packers are third.
Packers are third. Wow.
Packers are third overall.
Nice.
In the NFC North, the Packers are basically even money, a little bit worse than even money. The Bears are a little bit better than even money. And Detroit is like plus 900.
Yeah,
They're not even. So let's talk about the Lions real quick for a second.
Some issues.
They're a game and a half out of the playoffs. They're not a game out of the playoffs. They're not a half game out.
That's a lot.
The way the Niners have been playing, they are in significant risk of not making the playoffs at all. And if we had said that 2-3 weeks ago, that would have seemed crazy. They still have the same head coach, but they lose both coordinators.
Well, they try to bring their center back, and he has a torn hamstring.
Right?
Like, what was that? That was the weirdest thing.
Did he not know? Did he not?
How do you not know your hamstring's torn?
Maybe he just thought it was like pulled a little bit, but
was
with
he hoping
they'd
give him the pat on the back, like physical, and be like, "All right, good to have you back." And then first practice, he's like, "Oh, my hamstring's torn." And then try to get some sort of settlement.
Ooh.
That's what I felt like was going on there.
Lions. Do you think his hamstring feels better if the Lions win on Thursday?
Oh, I mean, I think he failed the physical regardless. But
grade 3
that's not a bad
hamstring tear is that's significant.
So the Lions are in big trouble right now. And yes, you play who's on your schedule, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think is it too early to say? I'm not willing to say the winner of this game this Sunday wins the North. I do not think it's that easy. Knowing they play again, knowing the rest of the schedule, I think it's a big game, and it's a big game in early December. And we've turned the calendar. You are starting to look toward the playoffs at this point.
Where you shouldn't be.
Where you shouldn't be in October. Or even mid-November.
Exactly.
But now it's December 1st, right? Hold on, let me check my watch.
It is the 1st.
December 1st. It's December now. You have to. At least, I don't know what percent, but there's a little piece of you right now that's looking at how these matchups go does determine where you are in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, 3 of the next, you have to play the Bears, who is is the other team that you're, and weirdly to say that the Packers are chasing right now.
Right.
But you have to play the Bears twice or get to, honestly,
it's the next 3 weeks.
It couldn't have worked out better. Sweep the Lions, kind of push them back, and now you get to play the team that you need to beat in order to get the division win, right?
That's exactly.
So that is exactly, if you're a competitor, if you're on that roster, that's what you want, right? Yep. You want to be able to play the team that if you beat them, then you win the division. It's just like the playoffs. It's like that. It puts it in perspective where every time we go out on that field, we are playing to get us one step closer to winning this division. And I love that they get to play the Bears twice here in December.
We are just getting started with Packers Bears Week. We are just getting started with the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest, Plains Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. We're collecting cash and toys this week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. through Friday. Don't give me the cash though, because actually, if you give me the cash, I'll go in to Blaine's and I'll buy some toys.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. I know. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or if I'm supposed to donate the cash, but I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to buy toys, but then but it's all donated. I just think it's more fun. I just think it's more fun to buy toys than to donate cash.
Favorite toy you can remember getting for Christmas? Go.
Yeah, Mrs. Thunder and I were actually talking about this as a topic for the show this week.
Oh, I like that.
Favorite toy you got as a kid, or what's the toy you always wanted but never got? She always wanted Teddy Ruxpin and never got a Teddy Ruxpin. The talking teddy bear, right? Yeah,
I got a paintball gun. That was probably one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, I was into paintball pretty heavy as a kid. My favorite, probably, which y'all will appreciate, and because we are a sports show, was a Joe Montana full
full
uniform.
outfit, full uniform,
helmet. Nice. I think I wore that until literally it just was falling apart.
That's like the pictures of Colin Kaepernick wearing the full
Brett Favre
when he was a kid.
Yeah, got the whole thing.
I obviously, like, I could say like Atari or Sega or Nintendo, but I remember I got Castle Grayskull. That was the He-Man castle.
Oh yeah,
like I got the actual castle, and it was amazing.
All right,
so
nice.
Remember, you can donate online at wisportsradio.com. You can text TOYS TOYS to 34984 34984. The Toy Drive brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, and By the Yard. We're broadcasting from the Bear Sunroom all this week. And super shout out to Wendy's for providing lunch today. When we come back, we've got some special guests who are in the Bear Sunroom. The Bakers, who are volunteers, also are a grateful family with Children's Wisconsin. I already know I'm going to cry as they tell their story. I've like skimmed it. I haven't even read the whole thing, and I already know like the waterworks are coming. As a dad, and so we're super excited that Rebecca and Eric are with us and going to join us coming up right here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are at the 19th annual Children's Wisconsin Toy Drive, as Big Voice Lady mentioned. And we're just having a blast out here at Blaine's on Rawson in Oak Creek. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. He's Mason Crosby. Tommy Wirtz is back in our Wisconsin Sports Radio studios powered by Potawatomi Sportsbook. And we're actually joined by Rebecca and Eric Baker. Rebecca has the headset on. We only have one headset that I know of. So she's going to join us. And Eric's just going to be in the background kind of waving and saying hi. But you guys are volunteers and you guys are a grateful family through Children's Wisconsin. And I know your kind of your bio and your story was sent over to me earlier today. And as I alluded to, like, I already had the waterworks going as I was going. So Blake is your son who's been taken care of by Children's.
Correct.
And so take us to that day where you send him off to school and everything's fine, and then how quickly things can go and how quickly Children's gets involved.
Right. So a little bit about Blake. He's going to be a future listener for you guys because he loves all sports. The kid 24/7. He slept in his crib with a ball instead of a stuffed animal.
Amazing.
So he's a Packers, Brewers, Bucks fan. He went to school just like any other day on a Monday, was happy, laughing in the morning. And around 11 o'clock that morning, I got a call from the school nurse saying, gosh, Blake has a headache, and we sent him back to class, but his first grade teacher just says something's not right. Call his mom. So I got there about 10 minutes later. Blake was in a lot of pain, started throwing up, and we took him home just thinking he had the stomach flu. We had just recently been on a vacation. We thought he maybe picked something up on the airplane. But after a while, after some continued strange behavior, the mom and dad radar kind of went off, and we ended up putting Blake in the car and taking him to Children's Wisconsin, and it was the best decision that we ever made. When we got to the hospital, they put him in the CT scan, and I had a resident from the neurosurgery department who was in our room about 5 minutes later saying, I have a piece of paper here. If you don't sign it, your child needs to go into emergency brain surgery. If you don't sign it, he will die. That's how quickly things were moving, and we were completely shocked. So crazy. Right?
So quick. Wow.
Yeah, he had a brain tumor that got so big that it blocked his spinal fluid from being able to travel down his spine. So his head was literally filling up with fluid.
Jeez.
And that's why it was such an emergency situation to get him into surgery right away. The neurosurgeon actually said afterwards, had we not gotten there when we did, he probably wouldn't have made it. We were within like a 5-minute, literally like a 5-minute window.
So like, I was reading some of the story about like how he got sent to the school nurse, then he got sent back to class, and then the teacher was like, no.
Something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Go back to the nurse. Call the parents right away.
To that teacher.
Thank goodness she realized that.
Yeah.
She knew her kids, and she knew something wasn't right. But so we went through after that first surgery a number of days of testing, MRIs, and every possible test you can imagine at the hospital, and learned that Blake has a genetic disease where his body can develop tumors. So basically, he can develop them in his heart, his lungs, his brain, his eyes, his kidneys. And so 3 days after that first surgery, he had actually an 11-hour craniotomy to remove that brain tumor. And the good news is he recovered remarkably well, and now he will receive lifelong care at Children's. Like,
amazing.
If you saw him on the street, you wouldn't even know anything's wrong. He plays flag football, he plays baseball, he plays basketball.
I read some of that, but I was like wanting to make sure.
He's doing great. He does have a couple of small tumors and some other issues, but we now are part of the complex care program at Children's. He sees 15 different doctors there, so we're there
How
a
do you
lot.
keep it all straight?
That's why we go to this complex care group. They help us keep it all straight. And we couldn't be more grateful to Children's for saving our child's life, but also like we will be there as part of Children's for the foreseeable future. So
is that like you're saying these tumors they have to monitor because they'll continue to pop up over the course of his life, but luckily their children's, they have this, right? This team that you can step into, and they're just like, all right, we're going here, we're going here. It's like a game plan, right? You got to have that plan, so that you can just go and be a part of it.
Like, I mean, and as someone who doesn't have medical background, I am just so grateful that we have these experts that are so close. We live in Cedarburg. It was a 40-minute drive to Children's. I know there are people who travel from around the world just to go to Children's. So for it to be this close is amazing. And, you know, the neurosurgeon that saved his life and subsequently did the surgery a couple days later, Dr. Elsa Orocho Quinones is her name, and she is our she's our hero. I mean, she will forever be one of our friends and heroes. And so
that's right.
Yeah, we're just really grateful.
Wow. That is amazing. The Bakers are joining us, a grateful family at Children's, also volunteers. Also, your oldest son is Mason, I assume, named after Mason Crosby.
Of course. I mean, for sure.
Just kidding. But that's a fun kid. You know, how did the siblings react? How have they handled things?
Yeah, that was tough. We have two other children, Mason and Lucy, and at the time that this all happened about 1.5 years ago, Lucy was not old enough to come visit Blake in the hospital. Wow. So Mason could, Lucy couldn't. But I will say that the hospital did some amazing things. There's the Child Life program at Children's, and they, for example, set up FaceTime so that Lucy could, you know, check in with Blake. They gave both Blake and Lucy teddy bears that were matching so that she could have hers at home and he had his at the hospital. Wow. So, you know, we're so grateful to the doctors, but we're also thankful for all of the other functions within Children's Hospital that made us feel at home while we stayed there, and made our kids, you know, feel like they were included in everything. There's also, you know, psychology experts there that can, you know, talk to our kids if they need to talk to someone. So it's amazing the level of care that we've received.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then obviously here, while we're outside Blaine's Farm and Fleet, and it's like, you know, raising money and giving toys and all that, like this time of year, like, you know, I think he went in January. Is that what I read? So, but, you know, right now, Christmas is coming, all those things. And I'm sure y'all were in this period of time just getting through Christmas, but being in a place like that, what does it mean for toys to show up and, like, you know, for these kids to have some normalcy whenever everything just seems chaotic and wild?
Right. That's a great question. You know, it is pretty boring to stay in the same hospital room day in and day out. And so just giving them a little bit of joy. I remember, Blake, the last time we did an overnight in the hospital, received a pillowcase that had a football field on it. And he just thought that was the coolest thing. And just something as little as that put a big smile on his face. So, you know, I encourage everybody to come out today and bring toys, because
all week.
You don't understand how much it can put a smile on the kids' faces, the parents' faces. It's so appreciated by the folks who are staying there and the community.
That's so great.
Yeah, that is fantastic. We are with Rebecca Baker. Eric Baker's here as well. He's dad. They're parents of Blake. And so you know, you mentioned that he's playing the sports. Like, what sports is he playing? What is he? Oh yeah. What is he up to?
Yeah. So he is playing flag football. I think football or baseball, they're kind of tied for his favorites, but we have been told he's not going to be able to play football when he gets older. Tackle football. He can play flag football for now. He is on the club baseball team in our town, with dad being coach, and he also
you're a Cedarburg coach, huh? Yeah, I'm a Whitefish Bay coach. So we got a little something.
Yeah, we
5 girls.
Have a rivalry.
So.
And then he right now is in the middle of basketball season. So he's playing club basketball. Third grade is he's in third grade now. Awesome. He was in first grade when this happened, but he is so excited to be able to play with his friends. And, you know, one of the things that we love about his friends is they treat him just like a normal kid. Yeah. That's all he wants to be.
That's
the normal kid.
That's right.
Like, he doesn't want to talk about all the stuff that happened to him, but he loves sports. That was the hard part when we were in the hospital, because he had drains coming out of his brain and literally couldn't move a centimeter up or down. And so going from playing sports 24/7 to being stuck in a hospital bed was pretty tough. Right. And another reason why these toys are important, right? Something to keep them busy when,
for those of us who've had first graders or no first graders, boys or girls. But I guess I'll say a little, especially boys. nobody wants to sit still.
No.
Right? No kid wants to be sitting still, especially when you're told you have to sit still.
Right. That was one of the biggest challenges, is keeping him still when he didn't want to be. So.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I have second graders and second and fourth graders.
Okay.
So so I know what that feels like. Just seeing those ages and their activity level. So yeah, I can imagine.
Right.
And I do want to ask with Blake, obviously into sports, all the things that he's into. Is this week, Packers Bears week? Is this
This is a big deal
in
our family.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
I want to know how he's feeling about what this week is. I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't hear what Blake's prediction might be. How is he disappointed that the Bears are playing well, or is he excited to see the Packers beat them?
I think he's not worried about the Bears at all.
Okay,
I think
good.
he knows the
Smart.
Packers are
There
going
we
to win.
go.
And knowing Blake, because he's real into math too, he'll tell you exactly how many points they're going to win by. And I should have asked him this morning before I left what he thought.
Perfect. I love that.
So yeah, he loves.
We went
to a game earlier this year already, and we had a great time. So
awesome.
no, he's going to be excited to watch this weekend.
That's
very cool. Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for jumping on the air.
Yeah,
Eric, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And our prayers go out to Blake and the whole family, and the extended. I'm sure he made friends while he was there. I'm sure you're in touch with other families, and so other grateful families, other families that are going through it right now. That's why we're here. Right. That's why we're collecting money. That's why we're collecting the toys. That's why we're helping our community, and we're all in this together.
Right. And if there's one thing that I would leave people with, it's like, if you ever have that crazy feeling that something isn't quite right, or you just have a little off feeling, you put your kid in the car and you take them to Children's. That's what you do, because they have all of the experts, and they'll never make you feel bad if you were wrong and something, really isn't
and everything was okay.
So, and everything was okay.
I took my daughter once to Children's, and it was a sports injury, and we thought she could not put any pressure on her leg. It did not look good. And we got there, and half an hour later, she was fine.
Yeah.
And they didn't make me feel crazy.
Make you feel bad.
Right. They didn't make me feel bad.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, that part, right? Where it's like, go, and they will take that stress of wondering out, right?
Correct.
Because I think if you stay at home, or you're like, you have concern, and you're just like, you're not a doctor. You don't know what you're doing. Like, get there, let them take care of it. If it is something serious, they're going to jump in, and then they're going to take some of that stress and that pain, that pressure off of you. But if not, then like Mitch said, it's like, it's going to be one of those situations where they're like, hey, glad you came, and
we hope we never see you again.
Hope we don't see you again.
That's exactly right. That's exactly.
And then if you were there at some point, then you come over here and you donate toys, and donate to make sure that that person like Blake, the kid that needs that serious help, is taken care of, because of all the generous donations that are coming right now.
Right.
Absolutely. So Rebecca, thank you again. Thank you so much for coming on. Eric, thanks for so much for coming out here. We'll talk some White for Space Cedarburg rivalry. But it's truly a blessing, and our blessings for continued health and for Blake and for the whole family.
Thank you so much. We're so grateful to Children. So thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Remember, we are out here at Blaine's Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. We're collecting cash and toys all this week from 8 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday. You can donate online at wisportsradio.com. You can also text toys to 34984. 34984. Our being out here for the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest, brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, and by The Yard. We're broadcasting from the Bear Sunroom. When we come back, we will go over our weekly picks. I feel like we didn't do so great this week, but we will take a look at that. He's Mason Crosby. I'm Mitch Nellis. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. I love how Tommy thinks he's so funny. He's like, "Oh, these guys can't figure out how to set up their video." We're just messing around with stuff, dude. We're just having fun.
I'm gonna put this thing up here.
Have some fun, Tommy.
If we're all about having fun, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this moment. But
what do we got?
Look at the shirt.
Put this up here.
Oh, look at his shirt. Look at his shirt.
Where is it? There we go.
Is it?
I don't talk to kickers.
Oh my gosh! Did you have that made?
No.
Is that one of one, bro?
Was that when you were 12 years old? Did you have that made and then like it still fits?
Yeah, I was a fat little 12-year-old.
Back to your 12-year-old self.
Yeah.
With all your training.
No, but some guy made this, and Sparky sent me it. Sparky sent me this immediately.
Sparky sent that to you?
He sent me
Did you send him that shirt?
I don't talk to kickers.
I don't talk to kickers.
Come on.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
He didn't buy it for me.
Sent him the link.
He sent me the link,
good.
and it 2 minutes later, my reply was my receipt. Like I bought it
Why does everyone have to hate on kickers?
Yeah,
Are we just like the most relatable position on the football field?
If there was any shirt I was meant to own, it was this shirt. So that was why I had to buy it. Had to go out for it. I don't talk to kickers. It was a perfect shirt.
All right.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're in the Bear Sunroom as part of the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Mason Crosby. Tommy Wirtz in the house as well. Remember, we're here Monday through Friday. So today through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can drop off all your toys. You can drop off cash. And I'll go in and shop for you. You don't even have to do the shopping. You bring me cash, I will go inside and I will shop and buy. I'll buy the best toys. I mean,
if you bring me
toys.
cash, I'll give it to Mitch to go inside.
Perfect. I love that. Dude, I love shopping. I could go through every aisle here and find something interesting in every aisle. I'm weird.
I like buying. I like going in, with a purpose.
Yeah.
Like you'll go and browse.
No, I'll browse.
Oh,
well,
man.
I won't browse on purpose. But if somebody gave me money to go inside, I would spend 10 extra minutes finding weird stuff they have in there.
Get something,
Well, because Plains has a million things.
This is why there are impulse aisles in stores. Mitch Nellis.
That's right. Mitch Nellis is the reason.
He
is Mr. Impulse.
How do you think Nerd's Gummy Clusters got started?
Yeah.
Now they're everybody's impulse.
How did they get started?
Speaking of impulse, I definitely made an impulse pick taking the Tennessee Volunteers to beat Vanderbilt. That was an awful pick.
Tried to warn you.
I was in East Tennessee. You did try to warn me, Tommy. It's true. I was in East Tennessee, so I had to make that pick.
They did.
They
it's Diego, man. Pavia's going to New York.
Pavia.
He's going to New York.
Do you think he's not going to be a good NFL quarterback?
But he's going to be at the Heisman ceremony.
For the Heisman?
He will be there.
To New York. I thought you meant to the Jets.
No,
I thought we were talking about going to the NFL. I'm like, I don't know.
I think he and Aggie are best friends now because they are leading the lawsuit to get an extra year. It's Pavia and Aguilar from Tennessee. The two of them
so
are
they're trying to. It's at least the NCAA will allow an extra year. Yeah.
All right. Regardless, let's get to our pick.
Yeah. The picks. I think you guys are going in and out over there, so just make sure that everything's going all right. But I will get our pick review.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like you're back now. Packers was our first pick. Everyone picked the Packers, right? Oh, nope, not Mitch Nellis on -2.5 there.
Not Mitch Nellis.
Mason Crosby, you were the lone man picking the Bears to cover their 7-point. That was the best pick of the week for you.
Oh, man.
Seattle, we all were there. Man, the Vikings just look awful. That is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
That was easy money, right?
That interception that he threw when it's getting wrapped up and then just underhands it, the pick six.
That was what Jordan Love did against the Rams last year, right?
But yeah. So
but
maybe this guy will be the next Jordan Love. I mean, that's what we're looking at.
I have a feeling not so much.
No, it doesn't look very good for Max Brosmer. We all bought
in much worse than JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, that's also a fair point. We bought into the Badger hype in the last week. That was a brutal one. It's just hard to play a la Minnesota Vikings. It's hard to play football without a quarterback. It's just really hard. And the Badgers somehow did it a couple of times. In our solo games, Colts.
I mean, they just built us up and then just crushed our souls.
Yeah.
Like, why the Badgers have to do that?
They did it bad.
Just so much optimism, and then just they were finally favored in a game and then crushed our souls.
Well, and I also think, Tommy, they're down 10-7 and they're in field goal range, and then Simmons throws that terrible interception and they return it, and then they end up scoring a touchdown. But they keep the ball there, and that game could go a totally different way. Like they were in that game in Minneapolis.
How many times is
he's like, I don't think so.
How many times is Badger football known for throwing the ball around when the snow goes on the ground? Huh? Yeah, because that was completely not Badger football. Yeah. You're making a QB change in the snow because you want to throw it around more. And the best play of the day finally didn't come from the punter throwing the football. It came from a quarterback throwing the football. But still, like, it just wasn't Badger brand of football, and it wasn't all year, but still 2 ranked wins. So shout out to them. I somehow was the only guy to take Ohio State during the game. That was also a wild one from you guys. And then Colts end up losing outright on your favorite pick, Mason. Tennessee losing outright. But I
haven't picked a solo pick in a long time.
It's rough. It's rough. The final standings, Tommy wins the week 4-2. Mason Crosby 3-3. Mitch Nellis 1-5.
Yeah, not so good.
1-5.
Yeah, I just had a bad week.
Holy cow!
I haven't had a bad week in a while. I'd started to separate myself a little bit from you guys. Not this week.
All right, what are the overall standings? Because I've missed 2 weeks of picks here.
Overall standings are
I missed the week before.
Mitch Nellis still in first, 36-35-2. Mason Crosby is 34-37-2. Tommy is 32-38-3.
So I don't know if you guys remember this, but last year we were a little bit better, but we weren't that much better.
Yeah.
And then we ate during the college football playoffs. Like we were all like 9-2 or 8-3 or even 10. I don't know what we were, that we ate in the college football playoffs last year. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to again this year. And maybe Vegas will have figured that out a little bit in terms of like how those home games are going to go and stuff like that. But man, we crushed the man during the college football playoffs last year.
I feel like, I don't know why, like college football does seem to be a little easier to pick at times than the NFL. Like some of these point spreads in the NFL, they're just so tight. It's so kind of, you don't know what you're going to get week in, week out. Like the games where it's like a team in college that's supposed to win usually tends to win, and they cover, it feels like, more often than not. But it just, I do think college football playoffs is where we just get hot, and then we'll just kind of try to keep it rolling as long as we can. But the college football playoffs is going to be crazy, and we're going to talk about that.
Well, like, and we're already seeing that
with Vandy winning, with everything that happened this
A&M
weekend.
losing, with Texas beating Texas A&M.
That A&M circumstance,
regular season.
That A&M circumstance was the best possible for them.
It makes no sense.
No, it was the best situation.
Like losing,
because now they're gonna,
because if they they're gonna
have
to go to the SEC championship,
they're gonna host a home playoff game and not lose in the SEC championship game.
Yeah, that's true.
And that, again, we talked about this last year. That is what is so stupid about the way they've set up the college football playoffs. Is you get 5 through 8 get home games. 1 through 4 don't get home games. Nobody. 5 through 8 get home games. Yeah. This is so dumb.
I mean, that's how Ohio State won it last year. Yeah,
right. You get that momentum of winning.
Build up. Yeah,
and they got to host. They'd never played a home game in December before.
Yeah,
they had to host Tennessee.
Yeah,
freezing their tuchuses off
like a frozen field.
Right.
So what is? So then it's Alabama and Georgia in the SEC championship, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Isn't that like that's what ended up happening, right? So if Alabama loses, I mean, they're not getting in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy. Like in a sense, like
Ole Miss, isn't it? It is that, man.
I think it's Alabama because it
probably is.
Yeah, because they.
I don't know.
It is Alabama, Georgia. Yep.
So it's Alabama versus Georgia. Yeah.
It's Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah. And and then we're going to talk later on the show about the Ole Miss Lane Kiffin situation. I mean, that's right up our wheelhouse on the Mason Crosby show. I've missed those conversations just about what is like that kind of space blows my mind.
As
I mean,
it
it's
should.
like
As it should.
he just bails on Ole Miss to go to LSU and takes coaches. He's going to poach players. Like, just, oh man, thanks for the 5 or 6 years paying me millions of dollars. Now I'm going to gut your program and leave you hanging.
It's so crazy. Want to remind everybody we are out at the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest, Blaine's Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. We are collecting cash and toys this week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day through Friday. And you can also donate online at wisportsradio.com. You can also text toys to 34984, 34984. The toy drive brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, by the Yard. We're broadcasting from the Bear Sunroom. Shout out to Wendy's for providing lunch today.
Oh, yeah.
Man, those tendies are legit. Did you have the tendies?
I didn't.
What'd you have, the double?
I just had a burger, yeah.
I mean, a burger's delicious, too.
So good.
But their tendies
You like those? Nice.
I mean, Wendy's tendies, right?
Wendy's tendies.
Let's go. 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. We'll get to some of your texts in the second hour of the show. Also, Ryan Wood from the Green Bay Press Gazette is going to join us here on the show, and we will get the latest on what's going on with the Packers as they're done with their extra few days.
Yeah.
Right? They got an extra
bonus Monday right now.
Yep.
Yeah, which playing I always hated bonus Monday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you come off the weekend and everyone's like, it's like you're just like overeager, and it's like, all right, and then you have Tuesday and you get back on the normal schedule.
All right.
Bonus Mondays are a little rough.
We'll talk to Ryan Wood about that. Coming up next on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. It's the toy drive, y'all.
We're here.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Yes, sirs. Yes, ma'ams. Yes, children of all ages. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder, and we are at the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest. We're at Plains Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. And yes, if you are watching on Twitter or YouTube, that is Mason Crosby IRL in real life.
I'm here.
We're here every day through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you can't make it to the toy drive, you can always donate online at wisportsradio.com as we collect toys for children of all ages throughout this holiday season. You can also text TOYS, TOYS, to 34984, 34984. The toy drive brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, and By the Yard. And we are broadcasting in the Bear sunroom, where it is like it is really nice.
Feels amazing. Yeah,
it's like fantastic.
It's like a winter wonderland. You get to look outside and see the snow, but we're in here in this nice warm sunroom or shed, and
we turned the heat down a little
turned
bit.
The heat down. I took off my jacket. Sparky brought his space heater as well, so taking good care of us. It's nice. Well, but let's mind you though, you keep saying Bears, and I'm like just thinking,
oh, it's the Bear.
Oh, I know what you're saying, but I just want to make sure.
No,
we're not in the Bears.
No, we are not here. I've got their brochure right here.
Yeah.
Bear.
Yeah.
Sunroom.
We hate the Bears, don't worry. But we love Bear Sunroom.
Scott Bear is the owner. He's a great guy. I'm guessing he doesn't like the Bears either.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We should find out from Scott.
Yeah, you should put that on his.
I will text Scott during the break and we'll find out. Joining us now on the Mason Crosby Show. He joins us every Monday at 1:00 right here. Hopefully he got like a nice nap in over the last couple days.
He should.
A nice little rest.
Should be real, rested after Thursday.
Yep. Joining us now on the phone from the Green Bay Press Gazette, joins us on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law, Ryan Wood. Ryan, how are you doing, sir?
I did indeed get a lot of rest. So I am typically someone who revolts against idleness. I just have to always be moving. Every once in a while, it's rare, but I'll have one of those days like yesterday where I don't think I moved from the couch, but to get a couple noggin bourbons and just watch football. Like that's all I did all day. It was nice.
Well, that sounds nice. Yeah, a little noggin bourbon.
And you weren't on the show on Friday.
Yeah.
But Ryan and I talked about how they had some Thanksgiving food at the game, at the Lions game on Thursday. But then after the game, Ryan and some of the media guys went out to a Brazilian steakhouse.
Okay.
Where you have the carpet.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were just like talking about how nice those are.
That is nice. And I've been fighting to change like the turkey culture in our family, like where we do something different for Thanksgiving. But then my dad smoked some turkey this year, and that was fantastic.
Game changer.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm back in on the turkey train here because it was so juicy, it was so good. And if I hadn't had this Wendy's earlier, I'd be getting hungry right now. But but I felt well fed, and I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Ryan, you were in Detroit. At least it was after a Packers win, but you still were in Detroit for Thanksgiving. So I do feel a little sorry for you.
No one ever's like, I want to be in Detroit on Thanksgiving. I will say the time after the game was nice. The camaraderie with the beat, just because we're all guys on the road on the holiday, and we're all in the same boat, and you can gather around a nice dinner and just kind of decompress a little bit. This season, early buys, as you know, going through this, you've had your share of early buys. They present some real death marks later in the year, November, December. In totality, and I root for myself too, so it was great for me to have a weekend. But I'm
like
sure,
that. I root for myself.
This team, I'm sure, benefited from just getting a mini bye and just breathe, relax, and then gear up for what is really going to be a big week here.
Yeah. So Ryan, they had the weekend off. I saw Matthew Golden post something. He was feet up at the pool at Lodge Kohler. I'm sure some guys maybe snuck out of town just to kind of decompress a little bit. But on Monday, bonus Monday, leading into Bears week, they're back in the building. What's your feel coming into this Bears week in this matchup with where this team is standing? I mean, I think our feel from pre-Vikings game to now is probably everything kind of flipped in 1 week on like where this team is at and the opportunity that lies ahead of them.
The Packers are now the greatest team of all time. Come on.
Well, and let's keep in the back of our mind that I felt this way about this team all year. This team, unlike last year, where they're 0-6 against the Vikings, Lions, and Eagles, unlike last year, this team can beat anybody at any time in this league. But let's keep in the back of our mind, this team can lose to anyone too, right? They can go to Cleveland week 3 and lose. So
they've lost to some stinkers, yeah.
We've seen them not handle success well this year. Now they have some success to handle. How will they handle it, I think, is a big part of this. But I'll also say my thoughts on this week as a whole has completely flipped on its head since Friday. I mean, you look at before this Black Friday win that the Bears had in Philadelphia, which sure, the Eagles are going through all kinds of drama, but I don't care. Winning in Philadelphia is always impressive, period, full stop. You look at their entire season before that game, the Bears had beaten absolutely nobody. But you go down the schedule.
Yeah, they've had a pretty big cupcake schedule.
That has changed now. They have gone into Philadelphia and they have beaten the Eagles, and now they're the 1 seed in the NFC. And it's like the Packers have put aside the Lions. They've cleared the Lions, but now here's another hurdle. They got 2 against the Bears this week at Lambeau Field. It's real now, and the Bears did that by going into Philly and winning.
Yeah. Ryan Wood joined in the Mason Crosby show. You can find him at the Green Bay Press Gazette, and anywhere there's eggnog and bourbon apparently as well.
That's
but
right.
I love that. Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, like I totally agree with you. And as a player, like I would have been in that building, and I know like our rhetoric in that building would have been, we have the Bears twice here in December. Everything is right in front of us. Like this is kind of the perfect scenario for the Packers and the Bears. Like they're down there in Chicago saying the same things. Like we have an opportunity to solidify the NFC North because we get to play each other twice. And like it couldn't have set up better that these two teams are going to be able to play each other twice in the next 5 weeks. They are just, it's going to determine who wins this wins the North and has that home field advantage in the playoffs. I saw the line came out. I think it was Packers are favored by 6.5 to start, like at the start of this week. What are your thoughts on that? Like what do you think is what everyone's seeing that they would have the Packers favored at 6.5 at the start of this week?
You know what? The whole totality of the season, Vegas loves this Packers team. I mean, they have 3 losses this year, twice as double-digit favorites. It's rare to be a double-digit favorite in this league. They've twice lost games as double-digit favorites. So I think that Vegas loves this Packers team, and that's because if you look at this Packers team on paper, it has every ingredient you need to be the best team in the league. They're missing nothing. This is a Super Bowl roster. It's not at all been a Super Bowl team through the totality of the season, and they're ticking upward now, and we'll see how high they can get that arrow to point. But just on paper, this and I think Vegas has reflected this consistently. This is a Super Bowl roster. It's what they have here at Lambeau Field. Now the question: these next 5 games, can they play at that level?
Ryan, how much of the rest of the league did you? I mean, you said you were on the couch yesterday. Were you mostly watching football? Was it kind of refreshing to get a chance to watch the rest of the league? And where I'll go from that is the top, at least the top 4 teams, if not more, that are favored to win the Super Bowl right now are NFC teams. It's Rams, it's Seahawks, it's Packers, it's Eagles. I didn't even notice who was after that. But do you view this as an NFC heavy season in the NFL?
It is, but the key word that you said there is 4, right? I felt for weeks now there is no one dominant team in this conference. It is a very, very good, deep, loaded conference. There's not one team that's above the rest. Like, last year, the Lions, and they didn't finish the right way, but everyone knew last year the Lions are the best team in this conference. Then the injuries kind of piled up, and they lost in the divisional round to a very red-hot Washington Commanders team. But everyone knew that it was the Lions last year. This season doesn't have that team, and I think people wanted to point to the Rams. They're not. They're very good. They're not dominant, and then they go to Carolina and they lose. Right? The Eagles lose at home to the Bears. The Cowboys can get hot anytime, and they can beat anybody. And they're talking about a team that's not even in the playoffs. Like, there is a lot of depth in this conference, and so that brings me to the Packers, who I think they have a gear when they play at their best that not a lot of teams in this entire league, and certainly the NFC, can match, but they haven't brought that out consistently enough. If they do, I see no reason why this team can't make a Super Bowl run. Even after they lost at home to the Panthers and they scored 7 points against the Eagles, I saw no reason why they couldn't make the Super Bowl run. I just saw reasons why if they didn't fix things, they wouldn't make that type of run. Maybe they're going about fixing these now. If they do, this is as dangerous a team as any.
Yeah, I think these last, because I think where we're all going to be holding our breaths, as from a fan perspective for these last 5 weeks is that inconsistent offensive performance going to pop up, right? It's like, how does this team do what they did this past week, but then they, laid a few eggs in some of those other games. So, and then I just looked down the schedule again. Chicago at Denver, at Chicago, Baltimore at Vikings. So, okay, at Vikings, you can, but those next 4 games, especially against Chicago and Denver, I mean, those teams play to the final whistle. They've had some tight, close games. Yep. Do you think the Packers, if all 3 of those games go to the wire, do you think they have what it takes to get the job done against teams like Chicago and Denver?
They should, but then you look at it in their 3 losses this season, all 3 by what? A field goal, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the scary part.
Yeah. Yeah. So they should, because when you have this kind of quarterback play and that kind of defense, led, of course, by Micah Parsons, you should have the ingredients to win close games in this league, which is what the dividing factor is in this league. Can you win close games or not? They've lost close games this year. They've won some close ones. Arizona was close, right? I mean, they've won. New York was close. You can talk all you want about the Giants. The Giants took the Lions to overtime a week later, and that's a team with talent that if it can compete. So they've won some close games too, but that's the dividing factor. I mean, it's going to be fascinating to see. I see no reason why they can't win all 5 of those games. I see no reason why they don't go 2-3, 1-4. Like the team's so up and down. We have no idea what to expect.
What's the number for Micah Parsons down this stretch? Like, again, like we saw it against the Lions, we see that whenever they get a lead, whenever they jump out on a team, Micah Parsons has games, right? Like whenever a team is trying to come back to catch the Packers, that's Micah Parsons times. First player ever in his first 5 seasons to have over 12
sacks a year. Yep.
And so what do you think the number is for him at the end of the season, with his sack total? Do you think he's going to end up at 17, 18? Do you think he gets a sack in every one of these next games?
Well, he's got 4.5 the last 2 weeks. I think.
Yeah, he's kind of woken back up.
3 weeks. Yep. But here's the problem. That coincided with Devontae Wyatt becoming Devontae Wyatt again after the Week 4 knee injury. And now, I said it Friday. Micah Parsons makes every player on that defense better. Devontae Wyatt's the player that makes Micah Parsons better, because when you have
those interior linemen
interior force, when you bring that consistently, all of a sudden your edge rusher it's a lot easier for him, and it's not a coincidence, right? So that's a huge loss. I don't know how, just in the makings of this roster, they're going to overcome that loss. They're most likely Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker blitzing double barrel a lot more. They're going to have to get the backers in more involved than they have been in blitzing up the middle rather than just rushing with 4, because they don't have. Colby Wood has been terrific against the run this year, he doesn't add much pass rush. Carl Brooks has been consistent up and down. He's got some pass rush, but it hasn't been near the level of Devontae Wyatt. So Jeff Hafley's going to have to get creative to figure that out.
Ryan Wood joining us on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. We're at the 19th annual toy drive at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek on Rawson Ave. And not expecting anything definitive, of course, Ryan. But what are you thinking about Jaden Reed, about Matthew Golden, about LVN, Quay Walker, some of the injuries that the Packers have been dealing with the last couple of weeks?
We're about to find out. Well, not really, because Matt LaFleur doesn't share injuries, but within the hour, we'll be talking with Matt LaFleur. As I go into this week, I'd be kind of surprised if we don't see Jaden Reed this week. He started practice last week. If he has a good week of practice, I would think he has a very real chance to be able to be on the field. We'll see. Matthew Golden, kind of in the same boat. I think the mini bye is very helpful. Hard to get a read on Lucas Van Ness. He came back, played 6 snaps. Foot wasn't good yet, and it's hard to get a feel there. But obviously, all eyes are going to be on Jaden Reed, and we'll see how his week of practice goes, if that's a possibility that he might be able to go on the field against the Bears.
You talked about big guys, Devontae Wyatt, losing him, such a critical piece of that defensive front. Are there any like big guy free agents or out there that could be an option to bring in and try to shore up that position group a little bit? Are there any names that you're looking at?
I always take the rule that if a guy is available in December, there's a reason for it, right? And expecting kind of significant help to come off the street. Now it's happened. It happened in 2010 for the Packers, right?
Yep.
So everyone wants to cite that, but there's a reason why I remember that, because it was 15 years ago, and it's very rare that happens. So I never expect it to happen. I think for the most part, they got to go with what brung them, right? And they got to rely on the depth. Warren Brinson's been really good the last couple weeks. That helps, maybe some increased snaps for him. But if you're expecting anyone on this defensive tackle group to come close to supplicating what you're losing with Devontae Wyatt, you're just not living in reality.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know Tommy's flipped his bandwagon at the beginning of the season to Rashawn Gary. I'm assuming he's back on
all the way back
Rashawn
out.
Gary
all the way back out. Yep,
all the way back out, just like we are with the Badgers. But what are you seeing from Rashawn Gary? I mean, it's the last 5 games without a sack. Are you seeing any positives there other than the sack production? Obviously, Rashawn's been good at run stopping in his career, and he's an effort, energy guy. But what do you think is going on with him with his lack of production in the sack department?
Well, positive. I mean, he's playing the run very well, and I know that everyone wants sacks, and there's a reason for that. Sacks are the biggest.
There's other pieces to playing defense, right?
Well, he was a Pro Bowler last year because of his run defense, and it hasn't slipped. He's a big part of this run defense, which is very good. It's had its issues at times this season, especially between the tackles. You don't see a lot of explosive runs outside the tackles.
You can't go it outside. This team is fast and great off the edges for sure.
The Lions tried that with Jahmyr Gibbs, and I'll tell you, sitting from that 7th-story nosebleed seat of a press box at Ford Field, it was a thing of beauty. How many times? Like, I just kept thinking over and over again, you don't run horizontally on this defense. You think about the David Montgomery touchdown, which started 3 straight plays, ended in the 3rd and goal Wildcat. It started 1st and goal from the 14-yard line after the illegal formation. 3 straight times David Montgomery just runs it up the gut. It's the only way you can run it on this Packers defense. You try to go horizontal against them, good luck. I mean, how many times did Jahmyr Gibbs reverse field and get held to a no-gain run? Like, that's hard to do.
You got Cooper and Quay coming off the edge.
And Gibbs is Superman. Gibbs has been unbelievable this year.
Rashawn Gary is a big part of that. Now, the sack numbers, he's got 7.5 right now. I said going into the year, I think it'll be his first double-digit sack season. I still believe that. I think there's 2.5 sacks there the last 5 games for Rashawn Gary, but he's never going to be a 15-sack guy. The reason why the Packers traded for Micah Parsons is because at his best, Rashawn Gary is a very, very good second pass rusher, edge rusher off the edge. Micah Parsons, they needed that number 1. And so I'm not really surprised with what you're seeing from Rashawn Gary. This is who he is. He plays the run very well. and in the right situation, he can have 10 sacks.
Last question for me, and I don't know if these guys have anything else, but I kind of want to give a shout out to an unsung hero a little bit in this on the defensive side of the ball. Isaiah McDuffie's last 3 games have been outstanding. I mean, I was looking at his tackle totals. It's like I think he had 11, 8, and then 12 against Detroit. Just being that consistent run stopping, like kind of Swiss Army knife for this team. Like, have you been pleasantly surprised with Isaiah McDuffie this year?
I wouldn't say surprised. I think Isaiah McDuffie for a while now has been exactly what he is, which is a very good in-the-box run defender who's limited in coverage because he's limited athletically. You know, you don't want him getting matched up in coverage against the best tight ends and running backs in the league. But in the box, run defense, tackling, that is his forte. He's very good at it. Just as a whole, the depth of this second level, the depth at linebacker is remarkable. I mean, Tyron Hopper can't even get on the field, and I think he's a starter for a lot of teams in this league because every time we see him, he's good. He's athletic. I mean, he's good, but he's a 4th linebacker. He can't even get on the field because Quay Walker, we'll see if he returns this week, but Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie, it's just remarkable depth there. It's been a lot of Packers defenses over the years I've seen that just did not have that kind of depth. This is very different.
Ryan, early gut feeling on Packers-Bears?
I've got to think that the Packers come out and win at Lambeau Field, but gosh, it just feels scary to pick that because I've seen them handle success very poorly this season. And now how are they going to handle this? Everything is there out in front of them, and they have the absolute talent on the roster to do it. But how are they going to handle success? We'll see. Did they learn from September? You know, is that, and if they did, how much of a valuable lesson is that for a team that's still very young to be able to pocket that? Okay, just because you have a couple good weeks in this league doesn't mean you've arrived yet. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. That's worth. If they learn that lesson, that's worth the loss in Cleveland just to have that pocketed. So we'll see. I see no reason why they shouldn't beat the Bears at home. The Bears, you got to take them seriously after winning in Philly. I still don't think they're the best team in the NFC. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, I was going to add on that the Packers learned not just from what happened in September, but also watching that game last week. I think a lot of people underrated the Bears. I'm still not sure they're, like you said, I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. Yeah. But I think last week's game against the Eagles is going to help the Packers in taking the Bears more seriously.
For sure. Just stop the run, make Caleb Williams try to beat you. And I do think, though, just with Bears history and this rivalry, that 6.5 feels a little heavy. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a field goal type game. I mean, it's going to come down to the wire. Weather's going to be, it looks cold. It's going to be 19 for the high. I saw. So when that sun goes down in Lambeau, wind won't be blowing. It doesn't look like. So kicks should be sailing true, but
cold.
It'll be cold, but cold is something you can deal with. But I think it's going to be a tight game, and I get excited whenever the Bears and Packers are both playing well because it feels so much sweeter when you beat a good Bears team there in Lambeau Field. There's not a better feeling than that during this rivalry week.
Love that.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think the NFL is better when the Chicago Bears are relevant. I know this rivalry is for years now. It has been boring as hell to watch Packers Bears.
Yes,
because the Bears have just been so bad. There's going to be a rejuvenation of this rivalry, much the same way the Lions were the past few years, right? If Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams can actually do what the Bears have not done for most of my time on this beat, which stretches back to 2014, actually provide a formidable test, a little push, this rivalry will breathe new life into it. So it's better for everything involved when the Chicago Bears are relevant. Now we'll see if the Packers can kind of put them back in their place.
All right. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for jumping on today. Glad you got some rest over the weekend. And now we're in it for the home stretch. So let's go.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. Later.
You too. That's Ryan Wood. Green Bay Press Gazette joins us every Monday at 1 o'clock right here on the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. He's on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call. That's all. Reminder, it is the 19th annual toy drive. We are here at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek on Rawson Ave. You can bring all your toys this week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We've got a full bucket. The bucket's going away. We've got a new bucket coming in. Can't wait for that one to get here. We've got all we've got whoa, come on, come here.
Mama
here.
Tommy in the house.
Here. Get in there and say hi.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to say anything because it might be embarrassing.
No,
well, we would
hope
hope
whatever you want.
Yeah, we would hope it would be embarrassing.
She's got the FCC behind now. It's like she can't say anything. Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, she brought out a baby Tommy picture.
Baby Tommy. For those of you not on Twitter or YouTube, make sure you go to Twitter and YouTube later today because we've got the picture of baby Tommy
that's
there.
That's day one of life. Has there ever been a cuter baby on day one of life?
Because day one of life babies are usually ugly. But
I need that picture for a shirt as well. That's gonna be part of my shirt.
You're 11 pounds. You stayed in like an extra couple weeks, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. We're gonna hang out with Tommy's mom. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Lane Kiffin and this whole situation. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
I don't know what's going on.
Again, we are at Blaine's Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. Text TOYS to 34984 if you can't get here. TOYS, TOYS to 34984. The Toy Drive brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, and By the Yard. We're broadcasting from the Bear Sunroom. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. It is a happy Monday here in Wisconsin. I want to thank everybody on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network for tuning in throughout the state. We are at Blaine's Farm and Fleet in Oak Creek as part of Children's Wisconsin, which is statewide. So if you're sending in money at wisportsradio.com, you know that you are supporting our kids all over the state. I know I've been up to Neenah. I've been to Appleton. Some of their facilities as well, and they do great. You know, I mean, Children's is the best, absolutely. And if your kid needs help, make sure you get them to Children's. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Mason Crosby. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. We're live on Twitter and YouTube at WI Sports Radio as well. And he's not in Oxford. He's in Baton Rouge. Lane Kiffin, with his team poised to make the college football playoff, leaves Ole Miss to go to LSU for all the money, and God told him it was okay.
Is that what is that?
God did tell him it was
the
okay.
understanding.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm pretty sure God has more important fish to fry, Lane. Though I guess we all have a personal relationship with God, and that's okay.
I did see some things though, and obviously some people making fun. Like, would you be a person that would go out and boo him leaving like Oxford at the airport?
Yeah. For sure. Right.
You'd go do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But tell me, help me understand. I get LSU's a great program, has money, all that. Like, he's been at Ole Miss.
Yep.
He's built something really good there.
Yep.
They're going to the college football playoffs.
11-1, definitely in the playoffs. Yep.
I feel like it has a good alumni base. Like, should have money to spend. Like, what is the reasoning there? Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
I think he's the type of guy who just needs new challenges.
Just has to go somewhere else.
The way he went from Tennessee to USC.
Is it just like an ego thing?
Yes. I don't even know if it's ego, but I think it's like the way he's wired is he can't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, he's always got to chase that next carrot.
Yeah.
He's always got to do that next thing. And he often doesn't do it in the right way, often doesn't care who he hurts along the way.
Yeah.
He's just going to do him. And that's the way his brain is wired.
Yeah. And I get LSU, like, they needing to get him on board now in order to get that transfer portal ready, get recruit and get people, and recruits coming to school there. But it's just a wild time to think that Ole Miss going to the college football playoffs and you're just losing your coach. And he is trying to he took coaches with him. I think 4 guys went with him.
They immediately promoted the defensive coordinator to permanent head coach.
Oh,
really?
Or
anything.
Okay.
And I think part of that was so
just
that he wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Yep, just to block him. And then also the news report came out today. LSU is paying a bonus to Lane Kiffin based on how Ole Miss does in the tournament, because he would have gotten these bonuses from Ole Miss. So he sacrificed them. So LSU's going to do it. So
that's crazy.
He gets $150,000 just for Ole Miss being in. If they win a game, he gets $250,000. If they win the whole thing, he gets another $1 million.
Well, I mean,
for not coaching.
Good on
this
him.
Is so
I guess.
dumb, Tommy.
Well, in his send off, what they caught him at the hangar on ESPN, he's like, "Oh, I'm just rooting for him, rooting for the guys." Like, yeah, okay. Well, now that I know you get $1 million if they win the national championship. Yeah, no doubt you're rooting for him. Every week we come on in this segment and we yell and we scream about these players leaving for the portal and wanting more money and doing their whole thing. And this isn't college athletics anymore. And realistically, this is never going to change, and this is never going to get fixed. So to be mad at the players and then Lane Kiffin to do something like this where you leave in the middle of the year, and kudos to the Ole Miss AD for being like, yeah, get the hell out of here like that. If you're going to leave, go. You don't need to stick around coaching the playoff because all you're going to do is try to recruit all your players from there at Ole Miss to come play at LSU the farther you go into this.
Talk about that, though, that ego where he's like, I still want to coach the game. It's like, no, get out of here.
I'm sure that $13 million a year weighed some sort of role into this as well, which we haven't brought up. 7 years, $91 million to go coach football. You know what would be really funny? I want a $700 million buyout for him. I want to,
yeah.
just the most absurd.
But
money.
you said kudos to them. Also, kudos to Brian Kelly for holding his ground and getting the full $54 million buyout. Yeah. Like, there's no reason for him to negotiate
crazy
that.
To think
That's
about
what they owed him.
What LSU is paying coaches right now.
Right, 91 to Kiffin and 54 more
it's
to
like
Kelly.
the Bucks and paying head coaches, Mitch. They're just still paying them.
They just keep paying. But here's the thing. I want to make this clear, Tommy. I've never been necessarily mad at the players.
Yeah.
I am mad. I'm mad at the system and like the NCAA. And let's be honest, it is actually the coach's fault that any of this probably even exists, because they've been doing this for years.
Oh, yeah.
Where better opportunity, they're jumping ship. So now the players finally have been empowered to go and do that as well. So unless the system changes in that regard, this is what college football is going to be forever. Like, it's it's a mess where it's just like next best thing, move on. And like you said, with Lane Kiffin, his mindset is next challenge, next thing that I want. Where if he stayed at Ole Miss,
Bama's next.
He could win 9 games a year and they would be happy. Like, you know, that's probably where he rested. Now, if you win 9 games at LSU, you're out of there. Yeah, exactly. Gone.
This is a continuing conversation that we love having here on the Mason Crosby Show. When we come back, we've got some more friends from Robin's Nest and Children's Wisconsin to talk to. Of course, we are here at Blaine's Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. Get here. We're here every day this week, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Drop off your toys. If you can't do it, text TOYS to 34984. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries, and By the Yard, broadcasting from the Bear Sunroom. He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. We're presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Mitch Nellis, Mason Crosby with you at the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest. And joining us now on the Mason Crosby Show, we've got Lona Long Velasco.
Yes, that's me.
And Gwen Doyle. Lona from Robin's Nest and Gwen, part of the Children's Wisconsin foster care program. So first of all, thank you both for being here, and thank you for your long-term partnership with the Fan and Odyssey Milwaukee and Sparky, who I know is like, I mean, this is like Sparky's baby. Like Sparky, like we'll be in the middle of June, like do it like watching a Brewers game, and he'll have a brainstorm of something to do for the toy for the toys and for the kids. He'll be like scribbling on a napkin, be like, oh, I got this great idea. And it's like, it's always on his mind. So first of all, thank you so much for the partnership and for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, now, with the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, we are statewide. So we have a lot of affiliates. Yeah, so we have Superior and Wausau and Green Bay. And so we got a lot of people. So if we get this word out there, get those donations coming in. If they can't come to Blames Farm and Fleet and give their donations, they can send things in. So we'd love to hear y'all talk about how people can get involved and how they can help. And first off, let's just talk about the story of Robin's Nest and what you do at the adoption care program.
Sure. Well, I think I can kick this off.
Yeah, you do it.
I do oversee the Robin's Nest. It is a wonderful honor that I get to do that as part of my job at Children's. It was founded in meeting the needs of children in foster care primarily. Children come into care. They don't necessarily get to pack a bag, So the Robin's Nest exists to support the immediate needs of those children. And we have since grown the Robin's Nest to serve others in care at Children's, whether it be in the hospital or through our prevention programs. Anyone with unmet needs can access the Robin's Nest. And I'll let Gwen take it from there.
Yeah.
Yes, so we obviously have a foster care program at Children's Wisconsin, which is something that a lot of people do not know.
Yeah.
I am a foster parent recruiter, and so we have a webpage, which we just redid. And so if you want to go to get some more information, we have childrenswi.org/foster care, which is a great way to reach us. We do online information meetings, which is a great way to just sit at home. Relax, and we do it via Teams. We actually have one coming up this week.
Very cool. Okay.
So if you want to get online,
childrenswi.org/foster care.
Yes, I will send you the link, and we can get you signed up. Again, no obligation. Maybe you just want to learn about our program and get some information, we'll get you signed up for that. We have 4 different programs. So we have something we like to say unique for everybody. Someone's like, oh, we don't have time. Well, guess what? We have a program for that.
I love it.
We
the
also,
busy program.
And we have a lot of kids in foster care. So, 1,800 kids in Milwaukee County in foster care. So it's a lot of kids. And these kids will greatly appreciate these gifts. Previous to this role, I was a case manager in our program, and so seeing these kids get these gifts was amazing. So even if it's something little that you can give, it's greatly appreciated.
Everything counts.
Everything counts.
Sure. I remember last year I went in and I bought like 20 matchbox cars.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you get a few cars together and all of a sudden you gotta, you have your entertainment. Tell us about the process of how the toys get dropped off here. They get put in the buckets, and then where do they go, and how do they get dispersed, and how do they decide how kids end up with the toys and get to play with them?
Well, I can talk about that as I do oversee the boots on the ground process of the toy drive. It starts with Kelly coordinating with Sparky, the Fan, Fleet and Farm, getting all the mobilization together from that end, the front end. And then we do this kickoff starting today here at Fleet and Farm with all of you. It's really exciting. We get to come meet all the donors and the shoppers, and people are so generous.
Yes.
They come and they give us bags of toys, and before long, there's a whole semi truck waiting to be delivered to the Robin's Nest, which is actually a very small warehouse facility right by the State Fair Park. It's behind 620 South 76th, and that's where we stage our toy drive. And so once the toys come, we have external partners that come to volunteer, and our internal staff come and take the toys for their different departments. We stage the toy drive for our family case management program, which serves children primarily in foster care. And then a month-long exchange of shopping. Amazing. And all of that takes place. And before you know it, all the toys are dispersed, and it's pretty neat because I get to hear some of the stories and what the children want most of all, and it just is really a wonderful thing. Can I talk one example of
yes
something?
We have about 2.5 minutes left, so
okay, I want to really share this because the teens are really near and dear to my heart, and they're the ones who are very much forgotten.
Good point.
And we have donors that have stepped up to the plate year after year and help us with just our teen gifts.
Oh, that's great.
And it's really neat. We still need more help in that area.
Sure.
And any support we can get would be most appreciated. Thank you for having us.
That's great to keep in mind.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, like how on the volunteer side of things, because I know that is such an important piece of this as well. Like, can you go and sign up on your website and all that to volunteer?
Well, yeah,
to be a part
thanks
of
for
these?
asking. Yes, go to Children's Wisconsin homepage. In the search bar, enter Robin's Nest. That's with a Y. And you will find all things Robin's Nest, including our volunteer materials, our donation wish lists, and how you can support us directly, including the address to ship donations and monetary gifts if you choose.
I love that.
And I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. So childrenswi.org. Check out Robin's Nest in the search bar, childrenswi.org/foster care to check out those opportunities.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for all the, I mean, it's great during the holiday season, but thank you guys for the work you do all year long.
Because it's nonstop for you.
It's not just right now where we're doing the toy drive, but you guys are in it every day, all year long. So thank you so much for that.
Really appreciate you.
Thank you for putting the word out. We appreciate it.
For sure.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. To both of you as we wrap things up here. Lona Long Velasco and Gwen Doyle from Robin's Nest and from the Children's Wisconsin Foster Care Program. Mason, awesome stuff here today.
Yeah, it always flies by. It's awesome what y'all are doing. Come out here, give your toys, give your money, your resources, go volunteer. It's so important, especially in the holiday season.
Yep, this is the 19th annual toy drive for Children's Wisconsin and Robin's Nest for Plains Farm and Fleet on Rawson Ave in Oak Creek. We're collecting cash and toys this week, every day, 8 to 6 p.m. through Friday, or you can go donate online, wisportsradio.com. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, Steelwind Industries by the Yard, broadcasting from the Bear Sunroom. He's Mason. I'm Thunder. Tommy's here as well. Thanks so much. Let's donate, everybody.
Later.